Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing Glow Pro 10% DHA Sunset Glow Mousse. Make sure to stay tuned till the end of this video, so I'll give you when I give you my overall rating and opinion of this compared to other self-tanners, because you guys know I've tried a lot. Anyways, this one I got online and it's $30 for a 6.76 ounce bottle. That works out to $4.40 per ounce, which is a very average price point. Wasn't too high and wasn't too low. This is a mousse and it has a very dark guide in it. It comes out kind of looking orange, like the guide looks a little orange. Once you put it on your skin, it actually looks kind of orangey as well. But if you get it on anything, like it's on the inside of this cap, it dries like a bluish green, which is a little weird. It literally looks blue right now. So that's a little odd. It's probably just because of how much DHA is in here, which is a lot. But the mousse was nice. It was easy to apply. It held its shape really nicely. It wasn't runny. The smell is not very good. I don't really know how else to describe it other than saying it smells like a lot of self-tanners where they tried to cover up the DHA self-tanner smell, but they failed. So it smells a little bit sweet and a lot like DHA. So I could smell some fragrance, but mostly smell DHA. And by the next morning, my skin reeked of DHA. It had that like dead skin smell. It smelled really bad the next morning, but once I showered it off, I couldn't smell anything. Applying this one is actually easier than most mousses. Just make sure you use a self-tanning mitt. Like I mentioned, it holds its shape really nicely. It's easy to blend in. The guide blends in nicely to your skin. It's not like a lot of self-tanners with guides where the guide kind of just like moves around on the top of your skin and doesn't blend in. This one actually blends in and it's easy to apply. Just make sure when you're applying it not to get it on anything because it can stain. The drying time. So this one took about 35 minutes to dry, and while it dried I felt really sticky, so I really didn't like that. It took a little longer than average to dry, but once it dried it was okay. I was able to put my clothes on, crawl into bed. The thing that sucked is I had to sit around like with no clothes on for 35 minutes because if I sat on anything, the guide would definitely stain it. As far as the results go, I really liked the color this tan produced. It still had a few issues though. I had these little white spots on the top of my legs, which were really weird. They were kind of all over, so I know I didn't miss any spots. And I don't know what caused that, but it definitely came from the self-tanner because I didn't have them before I applied it. I also had a few little streaks kind of like under my butt and in the upper thigh area. But this one is really dark. So the tan I got is like a really dark, deep, bronzy glow. I love the color of it. It's just, there's a lot of room for error with this one. So you just need to be kind of experienced in order to use it. Also, since it has 10% DHA, that's pretty high. So if you're new to self-tanning or if you're extremely fair, I wouldn't start out with this one. I'd start out with a lighter shade because if you're really fair, this one has the potential to make your tan look orange. On me, it didn't look orange. It looked really nice and dark and bronzy, which I liked, but it still had a few streaks and stuff. But if it was smooth, I really would have liked the tan. It lasted about 6 days, which is better than your average self-tanner. I was happy with how long it lasted, but at the end of it, it would look really bad. Like I had splotches all over my body. Like in here, it looked really weird. On my legs, it looked really splotchy, but that's kind of to be expected with darker self-tanners. Which leads me to my rating of this. Overall, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. So I do think it's better than your average self-tanner slightly. But it does have some issues, like I mentioned, the white spots. Men, if you're looking for a dark tan, I definitely would try this one. Just be aware of what I told you, and if you're extremely fair, I would probably start with a lighter shade and not this 10% DHA. But I want to know if you guys have tried this one and had a similar experience to me. So comment below with your experience, and also if you have a self-tanner in mind you want me to try, leave that comment below as well because I'm keeping a list of all the self-tanners and I will definitely get to them all and review them for you. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And for more information on this self-tanner and many others, please visit us online at selftanning.com and on Facebook and Twitter.